Do you guys know my first ever encounter with the quartering? You all know him. You all probably hate him. It's the quartering. He needs no introduction, but you know what does need an introduction? That thumbnail. Holy shit. Can we get a look at that thumbnail? Oh yeah. Disney goes full pro grooming. Interesting. What do you think maybe the quartering is referring to in this thumbnail when he says Disney goes full pro grooming? Well, if we go ahead and take a look at the title, we can see Disney just vowed to overturn the Don't Say Gay bill from Ron DeSantis, and people are not happy. The quartering is fully jumping on board with the teaching kids that gay people exist is grooming thing now. Yeah, it should go without saying that the quartering is a homophobe. It is well known at this point. It's not like we're uncovering new ground. The guy built his entire career on complaining about minorities being in media. That's literally all he does. It's like, that is what he considers. Listen, I should point out, by the way, do you think maybe somebody who built their entire career, or at least built the most prominent part of their career on complaining about minorities in media, might be a little bit racist, might be a little bit homophobic, might think LGBT people are groomers, might be perhaps projecting that idea onto the LGBT community? Perhaps. I mean, listen, all I'm saying is, do you guys remember that that really, really hateful, really homophobic, like the most homophobic of homophobic preachers that would you just go on and on about how gay people are horrible, yada yada. Gay people are trying to take over the world. They're infesting the media. They're corrupting our children, yada yada. And then a video came out of him just deep throating a giant black cock, just going ham on that dick. I saw a censored version of it that was on YouTube, so it was very censored, but like I had it described to me by a person who was watching it. The YouTuber who showed like the censored image was describing I think it was Cult of Dusty. It was an old Cult of Dusty video that I learned about this from, and he's like, "Oh man, he's really going to town on that dick." Listen, okay, I may not agree with Cult of Dusty on everything, but he can be funny at times, okay? Listen, all I'm saying is I find that when it comes to far-right people, they have a tendency to really, really project. So, all I'm saying is the quartering thinks the LGBT community are groomers, and there's no evidence to support that. However, right-wing people have been consistently trying to preserve child marriage in this country, and that's provable.
Well. Well, everyone was watching their Will Smith videos today, and I think I'll be done. I mean, I think 3 in a row was perhaps even Brie Larson levels of commitment. There is other things going on.
Commitment's a word for it.
On today, including, while nobody was looking, Disney essentially came out today, loud and proud, pro-groom. I don't really know any other way to describe it that would be reasonable.
Yeah.
The passage of the bill in Florida that prevents teachers, again, from kindergarten, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd grade. We're talking about instruction to kids who are 5, I think, 5, 6, and 7.
About what?
They aren't allowed to teach like gender politics and bedroom stuff.
Bedroom stuff? You mean basic sex ed? Hey, chat, I have a question for you. Like, I have a genuine question for you. Like a genuine question for you. And I'm curious if anyone in the chat can answer it. What excuse is there for why it's inappropriate to teach like a young boy who's in kindergarten what a penis is? I mean, they have one. Shouldn't they know what it is and what it does? Like, I would have loved if when I was a kid in class, I'd been taught, like, here's how your cock and balls work. Here's how to, dude, holy shit. Listen, all right, I've always had, like, junk that could be a little bit intrusive, okay? There can be some issues, okay, with the intrusiveness of my junk, okay? It can get in the way at times, all right? Particularly my nutsack. Just really could get in the way at times, all right? And I would have fucking loved some just real advice at that age, especially because I was raised by a single mom. I would have loved some fucking advice on how to deal with that at that age. Did not have it, very unfortunately. Do not sit on your own balls. That is an important lesson to know. But in all seriousness, though, I think some basic level of, like, biology should be taught for sure. And as for, like, sexuality and gender identity, the quartering could not win a debate against me about how it's bad to teach kids this if I had, like, earmuffs on and my mouth was taped shut. I think even then I could beat him on a debate about this. There is literally no reason whatsoever for why kids should be unable to, at any age, should be unable to learn about sexuality or gender identity. I'm sorry. I am straight, okay? I am straight. I like women, okay? The first time I kissed a girl and had my first crush was in kindergarten, okay? Maybe that's a little bit more early than most people, perhaps. That may be true. But, like, I knew I was, at the very least, attracted to girls when I was that age. I'm not attracted to dudes, but I knew it back then, at least, that I was attracted to women. I had my first crush back then. I'm sure plenty of you have had your first crush, perhaps even your first kiss that young. How is teaching kids that there are such things as some boys like other boys, some girls like other girls, some boys like girls, and some girls like boys? It's all fine, no matter what you like. Like, it's all normal. It's fine. Treat everybody equally. Like, literally, what is the problem with teaching kids that? They already know straight people exist. What do you think? How is it bad exposing kids to, like, a gay couple walking around in public? What's the difference between that and a straight couple walking around in public? You have to be of the position that gay people are inherently immoral to hold the position the quartering has. To argue that being gay or LGBT is something inappropriate for children to learn about means you must hold the position that being gay is immoral and wrong, while being straight is moral and good. Because we're totally fine with shoving straightness into kids' faces all the fucking time. We're totally fine with it.
Now, all these people that have successfully remarketed this bill as some sort of anti-LGBTQ bill, they have bright futures in marketing, because there's absolutely nothing in the bill that is remotely against LGBTQ communities.
If you would like to learn about how the Don't Say Gay bill will harm LGBT people, particularly LGBT youth in Florida, go look at any of the massive organizations that have done in-depth stories and documentaries talking about how harmful the Don't Say Gay bill will be. He's just lying.
It's simply a bill. Again, don't take my word for it. Read it yourself, just like LeVar Burton told you.
Yeah. Go.
The bill?
Oh, yeah. The Quartering's fan... Dude, I love this. The Quartering can just say, don't take my word for it. Read it yourself to his fan base. And they aren't going to read it themselves. But the fact that he said that is going to make them... It's made them say, oh, look, he's so credible.
Is to prevent kindergarten, first, second, and third graders from being taught, you know, gender and bedroom stuff by their teachers.
Yes, explain how gender and bedroom stuff, I'm sure that's how they word it in the bill, how that's harmful to be taught to kids. Please, tell me. Because that is harmful to gay people. That is the Don't Say Gay bill, yes. You're not allowing teachers to teach the existence of gay people.
Group of people...
I like how he said... The people who market this bill really did a good job. They said it's called the Don't Say Gay bill, when in reality, that's not what it is at all. All it does is prevent teachers from being able to talk about people being gay in classrooms. You know, it's almost like they can't say gay.
People who are okay with this or support it should be massive, and I believe they are. But the group of people that are against it are tiny but vocal. We saw the walkout at Disney feature a whopping one single employee. Well,
oh, dude, I love this. For those of you guys who don't know, the reason why the walkout at Disney didn't have one single employee, but it had very few compared to how it was going to be, is because Disney literally threatened to fire them. Like, not only that as well, but Disney also threatened to fire any employees that wore the pro-LGBT pins that they sold, like the LGBT trans Mickey pins that they sell. Anyone who still stayed in to work that day, who just wore those pins in solidarity for the people who walked out, would also get in trouble. So yeah, no, the company threatened them if they walked out. That's why they didn't walk out. Aren't working conditions in Disney World abysmal? Yeah.
if after this video you still want to give Disney money, I would be shocked.
I've never met a Disney World employee that would go back to working there. There are a few benefits. Oh, there are quite a few business benefits to working at Disney World, okay? I've heard some stories. Oh boy, have I heard some stories, okay? Oh boy, have I heard some stories. Listen, if you want to hear even a fraction of the kind of shit that gets going on there, look up a YouTuber by the name of Swoozy. It would be his older content when he talked about this, but look up a YouTuber by the name of Swoozy, and he used to work at Disney World, and he's got some stories. My cousin was a princess at Disneyland, and an adult man licked her entire face once. What the fuck? I do that to you, Lonnie, but only consensually. With his kids right there? Are you shitting me? That's crazy. Well, I gotta crack my back. Onward.
Ways to watch great content out there, and browsing anonymously is an important thing. That's why I'm happy to partner with private internet access.
Come on, bro. Oh, God, I need to get sponsors, dude. God, I need to get sponsors, dude. Dude, imagine if I wasn't broke. Imagine if I wasn't broke. I really need to start responding to sponsor emails. Jesus.
My custom link in the description or pinned comment down below to get private internet access today. So while everybody was distracted today, Disney vows to help repeal Florida's.
These are edited videos. These are edited videos. Like these are edited videos. Vouch? Yeah, he did say vouch. That is very close to being vouch, to be fair. That is one H away from being vouch.
Quote unquote, I'm not going to use their word. I'm going to say Florida's anti-grooming bill. It should never have passed, is their words. Interesting. So first we saw everybody demand they stop funding politicians. Now they've turned coat and decided that they will fund politicians, apparently, who are against this. It won't be repealed.
Dude, my favorite thing about people like this is they will just nonstop bitch and complain whenever a corporation does some virtue signaling shit that's like pro-LGBT, pro-black, pro-woman, pro-anything like that. They'll get really mad about it and say, this is just corporate virtue signaling. They don't really mean it. And then they'll like keep Gina Carano in or something, and they'll be like, yeah, Disney-based, keeping Gina Carano as the character that she plays in The Mandalorian or whatever, who's not really all that important, but, you know, there's in a few episodes. Yeah, like these people literally flip-flop between praising and shitting on big corporations whenever it fits them. Because these guys don't actually mean it when they say, oh, corporations are just virtue signaling. What they're really doing is they're switching up their arguments when it's most beneficial to them, okay? So it's not virtue signaling when Disney funds Ron DeSantis's run, or basically through means of Ron DeSantis's governorship in Florida, Disney essentially funded the Don't Say Gay bill. Like, Disney's money because it is a very big corporation that has a very strong foothold in Florida and wants to be on the good side of Florida's leadership, because laws having to do with zoning and just general laws and whatever, they want them to favor the company, more likely to send donations and to just give Ron DeSantis and the Florida Republicans more money, essentially funding the Don't Say Gay bill. When that happens, which is very clearly for their own personal motives, now all of a sudden it's Disney was against the grooming of children. That was what it was before, but now they've ceded to the left. They've fallen to the left, and now they're doing it again. It really is just, yeah, exactly, a ghost without a past, outrage peddling. You know, a ghost without a past, I'm going to go ahead and mod you in my chat, because every time I watch Metal Gear Solid 5 videos on YouTube, I always see you in the comments section, and you're also always in my comments and in my chat, and you also have Skullface from Metal Gear Solid 5 as your profile picture, so just, the fact that I see you in so many comment sections of so many Metal Gear videos alone, like, I don't know, I should just mod you. There you go.
Repealed. There's zero chance of it being repealed. And Disney, everyone had forgotten this. The media had moved on. Everyone was talking about the Oscars today. But here you are, reminding everybody that Disney is pro-grooming.
Are we doing the world can only focus on one thing at a time meme right now? Are we doing a humanity can't multitask and care about multiple things at once moment? Is that what's occurring here? I think that's what we're getting here.
As Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signed the Florida's HB 1557 bill into law on Monday, the Walt Disney Company issued a statement vowing to help repeal the controversial legislation.
TheQuartering thinks sex ed is grooming. Of course he thinks sex ed is grooming. By the way, I should point out the reason why conservatives are so against teaching sex ed is because rates of child sexual abuse go down when those children have been taught proper sex ed. Sexual education allows young children to be able to identify when adults in their life are taking advantage of them sexually, and this is something that conservatives rely on very heavily for child rape. They really, really rely on children not understanding when a conservative is raping them. So yeah, they need to push the idea that stuff like sex ed is child grooming, because it helps them groom more kids.
Legislation. And by the way, Variety, can you describe to me what is
in a video game
controversial about that?
Listen, though, I will say, all right? I will say, okay? I do not have a long history of complaining about a 16-year-old cartoon girl not being fuckable enough, okay? In fact, I've complained about 0 underage people being not fuckable enough, ironically enough. Who would have thought?
I'm literally asking, questioning, what is controversial about this?
You know, actually, if you think about it, though, he was specifically saying the 16-year-old girl was not fuckable enough, which is basically the opposite of him saying he's a pedophile, right? If you think about it long enough, you know? If you really want to defend the quartering.
I didn't think so. Florida's HB 1557, also known as Nope, should never have passed and should never have been signed.
I love how he says nope and gets mad whenever it says don't say gay bill. I love it, dude. I love when conservatives are forced to face the fact that their ideology doesn't line up with reality and society is speeding past them faster than they could realize. I want to make it clear. At least once a stream, I go on a tirade about how we're speeding quickly towards the next, like, Gamergate 2 or whatever. But to make it clear, every time the right has sort of a populist resurgence is always, like, the final death gasp of them losing a bunch more ground, right? Like, think back to, like, how much power the right had pre-Trump and then after Trump. The right took a massive hit after all of that. And they're going to take a massive hit after all of this. It's just they always have these sort of deceiving spikes in growth and popularity and power that can almost make you think that society is backsliding in the other direction. Trust me, for a while, when I was a lefty, and the like anti-SJW stuff was still at its like dominant peak, I thought that society was genuinely backsliding to the right. Like this new generation of Gamergate generation, whatever, was going to be like the most genuinely would be the most conservative generation since World War II, and we would have like a massive jump in conservative. But it didn't happen. It didn't happen. The data supports, even accounting for Gamergate and all of that, that Gen Z are still significantly more progressive than millennials. The only thing that changed is the conservatives that are Gen Z are more radical than the conservatives that were like millennials at their age.
Signed into law.
Yeah, also 1 to 5 Gen Z adults identify as queer, so that's also like a pretty significant part of it as well.
The statement reads, our goal as a company is for this law to be repealed by the legislature or struck down in the courts, and we remain committed to support the national and state organizations working to achieve that. We are dedicated to standing up for the rights and safety of LGBTQ members of the Disney family, as well as LGBTQ community in Florida and across the country. This could be Disney's biggest mistake ever.
Oh yeah, man. I'm sure Disney's going to take a big hit from this one.
Standing against something that the overwhelming majority of people, at minimum, like, completely understand.
Okay, if you're asking for a source on what TheQuartering is claiming here, his source is, dude, just trust me. Trust me, dude. The vast majority of people totally agree with me. Just trust me, dude.
If not outright support. So that you can get some likes and retweets is very odd. Is very, very odd.
Dude, this video has 70,000 views. I should make it clear, by the way, talent or having any entertainment value whatsoever is not a requirement to be a successful conservative YouTuber and make very high 6 figures per year.
I don't know that I could condone people spending money on,
like legitimately. Have you heard him say, like, has he been entertaining at any point in this video? Has he said anything that even if you were a conservative would be like worth clicking on this video to see? Absolutely nothing. Not a damn thing. Yet 7.6k likes, 70,000 views. They eat this shit up. This video got uploaded yesterday. They eat this shit up. They don't have fucking brains. They just want to hear the same talking points they all agree with, regurgitated to them over and over and over and over and over again. Hey, I bet he bots views. No, he doesn't. PewDiePie is a fan of TheQuartering. Did you guys know that? Yeah, about a year ago, PewDiePie showed up in TheQuartering's chat and said he was a big fan. TheQuartering did a big victory lap on Twitter about it. Yeah, I mean, or he used to be. I'd be surprised if at this point PewDiePie was still a fan of his content. I don't believe that PewDiePie is a reactionary myself. The evidence of PewDiePie actually talking about politics explicitly just seems to suggest more progressive leanings
on Disney products anymore, which includes Marvel. Now, I'm not saying you can't watch it your own way. Okay, watch your movies however you like. But whether or not it's, you know, on Disney Plus or in other fashions, that I suppose that would be up to you. But this is an organization that says it is important that you know, Disney wants you to know that they are for second grade teachers teaching second graders about, you know,
what quartering?
bedroom stuff.
Bedroom stuff. Dude, what is this shit? Can I hold on? No, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Hey, TheQuartering, want to stop being a limp dick pussy and talk about the Don't Say Gay bill on my stream? You guys know what to do. You guys know what to do. You guys know what to do. We already got the like from Bo Blacks. Oh shit. Oh, let's go. Retweet it too. Retweet it. Let's see if we can get him. I want to see if we can get a response. Do it. This tweet needs to have so many likes that he can't ignore it. I'd love to hear him explain why it'd be bad to teach young kids that gay people exist. Do you guys know my first ever encounter with TheQuartering? He pussied out of a debate with me before, so I'm not expecting any good response to this, any affirmative response to this. We had an argument on like Twitter or something, and I offered to have him on my stream, and I think we talked for like 10 minutes, and my fucking stream shut down. I had to restart my computer, and I come back about 2 seconds later. Like, it was fast. My computer does not take a long time to restart. I'm on an SSD, baby. This shit takes like a minute, and I'm in there, and like 30 seconds. My viewer count hadn't had time to drop yet, is how fast I was back. He was gone. He had left the fucking call the instant my computer restarted, and the whole chat was still like spamming, where is he? He left, where is he? And I come back and I'm like, where is he? Or like, he left. So I message him. I'm like, hey, I'm back. It's been like 2 minutes. Come back onto the stream. And he's like, nah, man, I'm over it now. I'm like, are you sure? And he's like, okay, we can do it. Okay, we'll reschedule it for next Friday. And I'm like, okay. So we reschedule it for the next Friday, which is like a week away, because that was a Friday night. And so we wait for the next Friday. I message him on Twitter each day for the days leading up to it. Hey, you down for the debate? You ready for the debate? You're still up for the debate, right? You ready for that debate? Thursday night. You ready for that debate tomorrow? Yeah, I'm ready for the debate tomorrow. We up for it. All right. Friday morning. Hey, you ready? You up for that debate today? Friday afternoon. Hey, I'm going live soon. I haven't heard from you. You're still down for that debate, right? Time comes to go live. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. He ghosts me. And I never hear from him. Not for another 5 months. Not for another 5 months. In which he later then comes into one of my streams where I was doing a WoW Classic stream. I had like maybe 6-7 viewers. It was late 3 a.m. in Florida, and I was streaming WoW Classic. My sub count was a lot lower, did not have that many viewers. It was like a degenerate late night stream. And of all people, TheQuartering comes into the stream and starts talking shit. And I offer for him to come onto the stream right then and there with 7 viewers in the chat. Come right on now. I'll debate you while playing WoW, and we can upload the VOD later. And he says, nah, man, I'm over it now. And then leaves. Anyway, I should make it clear here. There is absolutely no argument, like no actual logical argument you can make as to why some level of basic sex ed shouldn't be taught to children, and why kids knowing about gay people existing would be harmful. In fact, the data all suggest the fact that these things would be beneficial to children. LGBT children, which do exist, because unless you're a homophobe, then you should agree that you aren't... being gay isn't a choice, you're born that way, which means kids are born gay, which means knowing that they're gay when all the other kids around them are having crushes on when their friends that are boys are having crushes on girls, and their friends that are girls are having crushes on boys, and they have a crush on a boy, or they have or the girl has a crush on a girl, maybe they should know that that's a thing and it's okay and they're not a freak or something. Now, the real reason why conservatives are in favor of the Don't Say Gay bill is for the same reason that conservatives wanted to ban like the teaching of evolution back in the day. The excuse was always, it should be up to parents to teach children about these things. They try to make established factual science seem like an opinion that's up for debate that shouldn't be taught as fact in school. They tried doing it with evolution for a very long time. They eventually lost that war. They tried to do it where they tried to make it so that kids in school would be taught that evolution was real, and that or would be taught like both things. Like they'd be taught about like Christian, like God made the earth, yada yada, and be taught about evolution. They tried to make that a compromise. They didn't get that one through. That failed. But yeah, conservatives have tried to push anti-science. I mean, they did it with climate change. They tried to make that banned to talk about in schools. They've tried to ban science and the truth from schools for a very long time, because they know that if they can cut off the youngest generation to history and information about the horrible shit conservatives have done, that makes them more naive and more likely to continue supporting conservatives so that they can keep doing horrible stuff in the future, and thus continue to keep the future generations in the dark about the horrible stuff the previous ones did. That's really been the cycle of it, right? There's a reason why conservatives constantly want to ban certain historical information, specifically historical information that makes America look bad, because the let's just say the people who did the things that make America look bad overwhelmingly tend to fall on the right. With that said, if you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like. If you did enjoy and want to see more from me, subscribe and ring the bell icon over on YouTube so they tell you when I go live or upload a new video. You can also follow my social media, linked down below, including my Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and fan Discord. And if you would like to support me financially so that I can keep on making content for you guys and, you know, afford to live and whatnot, this is my full-time job, and the majority of my pay comes from you guys generously donating, so a good stream means a good day for me. So if you have the money for it and you don't need it for anything else and you don't know what to do with it, you can always donate to me on my website in the form of a sub, a gift sub, or even just a donation. xanderhall.com/live. You can also support me on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Streamlabs, Stream Elements, Patreon, and I believe that's it. Yeah. Thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and have a good one.